Welcome to our series of videos and articles entitled Finance Insights 101 for people new to the world of work and financial planning. Today, I'm going to talk you through the benefits that you could receive from your employer. When we talk about employee benefits, we are generally referring to the non cash benefits that you receive from your employer, so not your salary or any bonus that you may get paid. Some benefits are required to be provided by law, while some are provided at the discretion of your employer, and I have broken them down in that way. So let's start with those that are required by law. Whilst you may enjoy your job, we all need a break. All full time workers in the UK are entitled to 28 days holiday each year, which includes bank holidays if you would normally work them. For most employees, your employer will be obligated to provide you with a workplace pension with a minimum total contribution of 8% of your qualifying earnings made by a combination of you, your employer, and the government in the form of tax relief. More detail on exactly how this works can be found in a separate video in this series entitled Pension Auto Enrollment. Ill health can affect any of us at any time. A short term illness may only result in a few days off work, but a more serious condition can lead to long term absence. Your employer must provide you with a minimum of statutory sick pay, SSP, if you're off work through accident or illness, the current rate for which is £118.75 per week and must be paid for 28 weeks or until you return to work if earlier. However, they can choose to provide more generous sickness benefits, and many employers do. As well as SSP, there are a significant number of other statutory benefits that your employer is obligated to provide. The list is too long to cover here, but you should be able to find them in your employer's staff handbook. As an example, one of the more well known ones is statutory maternity pay, which provides the right to take 52 weeks off if you become pregnant, no matter how long you have worked for your employer. As with many statutory benefits, the rules are less simple than you might think. In this case, the 52 weeks is made up of 26 weeks of ordinary maternity leave and 26 weeks of additional maternity leave, the second period having slightly modified employment rights, and not all of it will necessarily be paid. Therefore, you should look into it at the time to ensure that you receive your full entitlement. Now, let's move on to some of the benefits that may be offered but are at the discretion of your employer. Life cover, sometimes known as death in service benefit, pays out a lump sum at the time of death, typically based on a multiple of your salary. Income protection pays an income if you're unable to work because of illness or injury, including both physical and mental health issues, and can be offered alongside the sick pay benefits discussed earlier. Private medical insurance provides you with access to private medical treatment, getting the care that you need quickly, bypassing NHS waiting lists. The policy will often include some form of mental health coverage. However, this may be contained within a separate benefit, known as an employee assistance program. These policies provide a range of support to help employees deal with personal problems that might adversely impact their work performance, health, or well being, often providing access to counseling and similar mental health support services. A company car may be provided by your employer for both business and private use, although private use will incur a tax charge. Alternatively, they may provide a car allowance, which is a payment to cover the costs of using your own vehicle for work related purposes. I should be clear that this list is not exhaustive, with some employers paying for everything from gym memberships to shopping clubs, and it is important to consider your full set of benefits when choosing a job. Please be aware that many of these benefits will incur you a tax charge. However, that is still a lot less than the full cost of the benefit. I hope that you have found this video useful. Should you wish to discuss anything that I have covered here, I can be reached at the email shown on the screen. Alternatively, should you want to know more about the pension within your benefit package and how that works, there are several other videos in this series that cover pensions in more detail and may help, including the one that I mentioned earlier.